bear with me here. This is going to be a slightly longer video than I normally make, but I think this is something very important to address. I want to make sure that I address it fully. I came across a post last night in one of the forums that I read that was very hard for me to read, especially as a brass player. Now, I'm not going to show you the screenshot of the post, but I will tell you what happened and kind of discuss it. So this is a player that was talking about, I don't know the age of the person that's in question here. Could have been a high school player, could have been a college player, could have been a little bit older as well. Talking about having a jazz trombone audition with some upper register notes. Then they mentioned one day playing for hours, or after playing for hours, that the middle of their lips started burning and bleeding a little bit. Now, they kept playing through this issue for about a month until eventually, as they described, that their lips just gave out. Now, before I go any further, and I will say that there are people that commented on the post giving suggestions and places to go for people to help out people that are more equipped to deal with kind of extreme embouchure issues than myself or anybody else. But the first thing I want to say, that if you're practicing and experiencing anything different that you feel normally, whether it's lip tingling or numbness, or more extreme cases, some tightness or pain in your corners or in your jaw, and especially any sort of bleeding, you need to stop immediately. As soon as that happens, and ideally you would have felt something leading up to the more extreme case, but if that happens, you need to stop. In my opinion, at least, there is no performance, no audition, no show that is worth sacrificing your health as a musician. There isn't. And I've been in situations myself where I've had to take time off of playing, or a few days of playing, because of something that I was experiencing. But there's nothing worth it. Our health as a musician is really important, particularly when you're in middle school, high school, college, when a lot of times the performances don't give you income, or your income isn't dependent on a certain performance. It's simply not worth it. Your health is more important. You need to stop and figure out what is causing the issue. It could be something simple, something that your teacher can address. If you don't have a teacher, there are resources online, or I'm sure other players that can help you out, but you never want to play through any sort of discomfort. You never want to push through, because you might cause yourself long-term damage, or in certain extreme cases, you might cause yourself permanent damage and simply not be able to play anymore. And I really hope that this is not the case for this person. Hope that they are able to recover. But again, it's a very, very extreme case. Now, for me personally, I've been in several situations where things occurred, whether it's a little bit of bleeding in my lip that happened from a cut, and I had to take a few days off just to make sure that it healed completely. And that's also something that you want to make sure that you do. Whatever the issue is, especially if it's more extreme, you want to make sure that it is completely healed before you go back to play again. And for me, and for professional musicians like myself, who counts on every performance for income. Right? If I don't play a show, if I don't play a gig, or whatever it is, I don't have income. So I might lose quite a bit of money if I don't play. And I've been in situations where I had to take 2 or 3 days off. I had a specific case where my lip was swollen, and I literally, I could have played, but had I played, I might have created more long-term damage and things that would have then later on caused me to not be able to play for a month or longer. So it's like sacrificing a little bit of income, which I know is difficult, sometimes is necessary to make sure that we don't end up with much more severe issues down the line. So again, please share this with anybody that you know, particularly younger players, your students. It's not worth it. You got to make sure that you're playing in the way that's not causing you any discomfort, any pain, that you're not pressing the mouthpiece into your lips. I know with younger players, or even older players that have to wear braces, that's sometimes the case, where you have the braces rubbing against the back of your lip, causing a little bit of discomfort. So again, just be very, very careful. So please remember that there is no performance, no audition that is worth sacrificing your health as a musician. And just please take care of yourself. If you feel anything out of the ordinary, whether it's tightness or lip numbness, tingling, pain in your corners, pain in your jaw, just stop immediately. Do not play through it. It is not a good idea. Make sure that you take care of yourself, and that way you won't cause potentially any long-term damage or any permanent damage to yourself as a musician. So please take care of yourself.